Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today, and yes, it is here. I talked about this in recent news. It went up last Sunday. You won't care if you're new and you watch us a couple weeks later. There's a news thing up in which I talked about these from Snif, and it is the milk and cereal layering bundle. And I did indeed use my 20% off at Ulta to pick this up. I am a woman of my word. Milk and cereal layering bundle. So basically there's the 2% milk, which is, my tablet, I feel bare without it. So there's basically the 2%, which is the milk. And then what you can do is that you can take these sprays here, and then you put them on top of it. So it's basically cereal with milk. This is kind of a brilliant idea, especially if you are an American like I am. We have a cereal culture like no other. It is ridiculous. You go into like any kind of grocery store and there's a whole aisle of like 100 different cereal types. I think Americans in general are obsessed with cereal. I don't know why. It's just part of our culture. And I talked about it. You give me those, you give me the, oh my gosh, the Lucky Charms. You give me those Lucky Charms and yeah, I'm about it. I know, this thing's falling apart. My lamp died, so I had to buy a new lamp. Man, I need to move so I can set up a studio. Dude, it's so hard. Yeah, my lamp died, so I don't know what this is going to look like. I had to buy this. There you go. So yes, so I am excited because this is just brilliant. The idea that you have the milk and then the different cereal fragrances, and that's why it's layering. It's just brilliant. I have to give Snif kudos there. I don't always agree with everything that they do, but between this and the laundry detergent, coolest freaking thing. And when they have a major sale, I'm going to buy some of that laundry detergent because I just think some of it is so cool. So they do have some innovative ideas. I will give them that for some of the crap I give them sometimes. Okay, so this is 2% is milk fragrance that never spoils. Cool, creamy notes of milk carton accord, fresh dairy, and lactose. Or lactone, spill into a pool of vanilla, praline, brown sugar to create a scent that is a whole mood. I love this. You know, I do. So the keynotes are milk carton accord, fresh dairy accord, lactones, and vanilla praline caramel. So this just sounds amazing to me. I love those lactose milky fragrances. I just do. I never realized it until I went on this journey a little bit more. And I love them. So this is what it looks like. So this is the main fragrance, and the rest are body sprays. I didn't realize it was this small, but that's okay. I have to cut this open. Why? They taped it. Nobody needs to see me on the struggle bus for like an hour. So there you go. So that is tiny. But it's not the size. There you go. This is really tiny. But I think this was like $79 for this kit. Again, I got a discount. Can't really smell too much. So I'm going to try these all at the same time rather than doing separate videos for all of them. Just because it is in a kit, you can get these separately. But let's try this. Woo! Oh, it went in my hair. So this one is exceptionally light. Very, very light. I'm definitely getting a milky aspect to it and a vanilla caramel. So it's milky. I actually really like it, but I almost feel like there's a muskiness to it. Maybe they add some cow udder. I don't know. My grandparents had cows, so I know that smell. Yes, they had cows. That's a whole different story. They raised them for beef, and so I don't eat meat to this day because of it. There you go. I'm a pescatarian. I do eat chicken here and there, though, but that's a whole different story. So, yes. So definitely getting a little bit of, definitely a lot of bit of vanilla and caramel. Yeah, so this is very much a milky, you do get that sense of lactose. You get that sense of milk. But it's almost like when you have a bowl of cereal and then when you eat all the cereal before, you don't want it to get soggy. Little FYI for those who aren't into cereal culture outside of whatever country you're from, you got to eat the cereal quickly before it gets soggy. okay? You have to. You got to move quickly. There's a fine line. And so once you're done eating that cereal, you're left with a bowl of milk that has the sweetness of the sugar in it, because most cereals in the US are tons of sugar. It's so bad. You really shouldn't be eating that for breakfast, but I'm not going to judge you. But it leaves that sweetness in the bowl when you're done with the spoon after you've eaten the cereal. This is what it reminds me of. So it's very milky. It has caramel and vanilla. I guess you could say it's praline, but it's just with the caramel and vanilla, that's enough. Yeah, I'm not getting the milk carton. I was intrigued by that. But then again, I don't really think about what milk carton smells like. But let's try here on the shirt. Strangely enough, on the shirt, I do get a little bit of milk carton. I do. It's the same thing as this. It's sweet and caramel and vanilla. It very much is a gourmand, but it's not an overly sweet gourmand, which I like about it. It's keeping the milk notes, or keeping it like this. It's keeping it contained. But I do get a little bit of that carton smell on my shirt. So apparently my chemistry doesn't like milk carton scent, which is just a damn shame. But yeah, fresh dairy accord. Yep, definitely. So it is definitely what it says it is. You know, it's milk, caramel, vanilla, and on your shirt, milk carton. But nobody would know. Nobody would go, who smells like a milk carton today? Nobody would get that, because it's just if you're looking for it. It just adds kind of like an interesting touch to it. So what I love about this then is that you take these beautiful creations here and then you spray them on top of it to make your dream bowl of cereal. This is wild. I don't want to put it on top just because we're testing out the main fragrance. I just did my nails. This is not good. I hate that they put this on this. You don't need to do this. It kind of, I don't want to say this in case you love Snif. I just feel like it kind of cheapens it a little. These are such a pain to get off. They really are. I mean, not that we're dealing like with the Dior or Tom Ford here. You know what I mean? Nobody's looking at Snif for that, but they're messing up my nails. So there you go. So this one is Lucky Streak, and Lucky Streak is going to be Lucky Charms, period. I don't even think they give the notes for this. I could be wrong. This one is, details, is Marshmallow Heliotrope Cereal Accord Cornstarch Air Puff Vanilla Musk. Gosh, I would love to try these. Maybe I should do them individually, but I don't really get Lucky Charms from it. That is not Lucky Charms. I'm sorry. I know Lucky Charms. That is not Lucky Charms. No. It's very interesting. So my poor kitties are like, what the heck is this? I understand what they're saying, but I'm almost getting a lemon accord from it. And there is no lemon from Lucky Charms. There's just not. So that's a little bit confusing for me. But again, I'm not wearing this on my body. It smells good. And I do get the marshmallow, but I definitely get the marshmallow. That's really cool. But what I'm also getting is like some kind of lemon to it. Yeah. Luckily these are not sharp because, yeah. But I'm not really getting Lucky Charms. And I know myself some Lucky Charms, okay? I love Lucky Charms. Now I'm just breaking into these like a beast. So this one is Crunch Time. And I think this is like a cinnamon, I don't know what they're trying to do. I think it's like a cinnamon toast crunch, which is quite delightful. Melted butter, cinnamon sugar, cereal cord, brown sugar, musk, cinnamon milk. Now this sounds divine. Let's do it this way. That's nice. So it smells more buttery than expected. Yep, melted butter. So, oh wow. That is good. Okay, this one I thought was going to be my least favorite. This is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one almost. I think that's what it's supposed to be. So what you get is this beautiful, almost like French toast butteriness. And then cinnamon coming up from the bottom of it. So you get like the cereal, you know, which is like wheat or bran or whatever they're using. And there's this delicious, almost smells like a Cinnabon. This smells like a freaking Cinnabon. If you've ever had a Cinnabon, you know what I'm talking about. I freaking love Cinnabon. Oh my gosh. I love Cinnabon so much. They're so bad for you. But like if you go to the mall, which, you know, I don't go very often, but back in the day, if you go to the mall or you go, like they have like these, you know, the food carts in my city, they have Cinnabons and you can go up and get them and you're like, I shouldn't get it, but you do. And you're like, I'll just eat half. And then you eat the whole thing, you know, because you can't just eat half of it. You can't. It's a lie. This is what this smells like, is one big Cinnabon. Oh, that is so good. But it has almost like a floral scent to it on top of it. It's very interesting. Yeah, it almost has like a little bit of a floral quality to it. Oh my God, that is so good. I am so hungry right now. I haven't eaten and I want a Cinnabon for breakfast and lunch. Okay, so this one is Fruity Call. It's Fruity Call, and I seriously thought it was booty mist. I really saw that. It's really quite messed up. So, by the way, these are going to cost you $24. It's expensive for a body mist. That is very expensive. You can go to Bath and Body Works on a sale and pick them up for $3. So just take that into consideration. That's expensive. So follow your nose to Fruity Call's crave-worthy citrus blend of lemon, sugar, strawberry, lime, sandalwood, and cereal accord, which sounds delightful. Lemon, sugar, strawberry, lime, cereal accord, sheer floral, sandalwood. Safe for body, hair application. Oh, really? I love that. High quality fragrance oil. Okay, so I loved fruity, not Fruity Pebbles. This one is Fruit Loops. I loved Fruit Loops. So, Fruit Loops. That just hit me on the lip. It does smell like Fruit Loops. It does on the initial spray. It does on the initial spray. It has that, when you open a package of Fruit Loops, the various different fruit flavors come pouring out. And this is kind of what it smells like. Yeah, it does. You always get the lemon. The lemon is always over the top, and then the other flavors are here, but the lemon's like, pew, over the top of the other fruit flavors. They captured that well. The sweet citrus is exactly what I'd expect from Fruit Loops. This is wild. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Yeah, it smells pretty close. There is something that's a little bit off. There is a note that is kicking it off a little bit in a way that isn't true Fruit Loop memorabilia. And I don't know what it is. Yeah, so I don't know what it is. I know this is so awful. I'll fix these up off camera, but I don't know. There's like a floral quality to it, which I don't mind, but I don't think it really fits with Fruit Loops. But it smells good. I think it's artistic interpretation, so it's I understand where they're coming from with it, but I know this is driving me nuts. I know it's an artistic vision, but it's just, it's Fruit Loops with this weird note that I don't much care for. But that being said, the initial spray is very much, oh my gosh, it's Fruit Loops. It takes me back to being a kid and like going to a friend's house and they had Fruit Loops. I wasn't allowed to have sugared cereal in my home, but I'd go to friends' houses and let me tell you, I had my fill. So there you go. But it is very reminiscent of Fruit Loops, but I don't like that floral note. I really wish they'd taken it out, but I understand they want that artistry. Very interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit with these for a while. I'm not going to check in an hour. I'm going to wear these, well, the one for about 5 hours and come back and check in. But what I will say is that these are fun. I'm going to smell them in between just to enjoy them and get a little bit more thought on this, because I don't want to review these individually every day. I think you can get these on Ulta, possibly on Snif's website, that I don't know, this little kit, which I think is just really fun. I think this is just such a creative idea. So if you're interested in that, it is $79. It is steep. I have thoughts on that. Just because you can get body sprays anywhere else for a lot cheaper. They're very inexpensive to make. So that's just something to take into consideration. But that being said, it didn't bug me. I thought it was fun. I thought it was worth it to me. The 20% didn't hurt, but I think it's a really cool idea. But that, I'm going to sit with it. It smells really good. And we'll check back in soon. Okay, so it has been about 5 hours, a little bit less, I won't lie, about 4.5 hours, and I could definitely still smell this, but know that I've never had great luck with Snif lasting a long time. It's definitely still there, but you're going to want to re-spritz it. It's just not that brand that's like, yeah, kick it up a notch. That's not what this brand is, and that's okay too. But I could definitely still smell it, and you get those beautiful wafts of the milkiness and the caramel and vanilla. But what I will say is that don't expect, like, it doesn't morph. This isn't like Zoologist or even like Born to Stand Out, which I've been dealing with. What you see is what you get with Snif. It's like almost like the initial spray to the first 20 minutes. Once it's settled, it's settled. So if you like that about brands where, you know, this is it, I want the smell that it is from the original, I don't want it to stray too far, then you may really like this brand. But let's try it on the wrist. Yeah, that's interesting. I definitely get that lactose. I definitely get the caramel more than the vanilla now. And I do get that cardboard accord. It's so strange. It's milk carton, but it kind of reminds me of cardboard a little bit. You do catch it. Yeah. But it doesn't overwhelm it. It's very light, and part of it's just because I know it's there, but it's mostly like this beautiful caramel. So it's like this milky caramel, and I'm getting the praline. The vanilla's taken a back seat. But what you always get is like these scent profiles with the lactose or the milk notes just kind of on top of it. It's always present, so it's kind of wrapping it in a milk-induced hug. So there you go. So if, you know, you're lactose intolerant, this is a safe way to enjoy it, but you definitely are getting that milkiness. But let's try it on the clothing. Yeah, it's definitely the beautiful like praline and caramel with a milkiness to it. It's not gonna like blow your mind. And it's on my hair too. Apparently you can wear these on your hair. Not the spray, but the other ones. Smells good. It smells the same. So there you go. But this one it's fun. You know, this is definitely a gourmand. These don't change a lot. What you see is what you get. But it's to me, as it goes by, it's a little bit sweeter. But because these aren't powerhouses, it's not a powerhouse. It's not going to knock you on your butt. It's not that type of gourmand. It's very light. I see Snif as more being a light body spray. Even the parfums, I think that they're more like after you bathe, you spray it on and it makes you smile and you go off to sleep. That's what I would use these for more than wearing them out, because I just don't feel like they have the oomph that I like when I'm putting on a perfume or fragrance. I like a little bit more. But that being said, this one is really fun. This one is you're gonna have to reapply it every 3 to 4 hours to really make it work, unless you like a lighter scent and you just want a personal hug. It's very homey. The 2% is very homey. It's relaxing. There's something that you just know about it. It's like that nice warm mug of deliciousness on a really cold, rainy day like today. So it's kind of that type of thing, and I really enjoy that. Now, as far as the body sprays, I just think this is a really cool idea. I really do. This is just so much fun. The whole idea, I think for $80, it's exceptionally expensive. I'm going to say that. You know, I think I already said with Bath and Body Works, they have sales where you can pick them up for $3 or $4 for something that's this same size, but up to here for $3. You know, it's like these are basically $24 online, and I think they're bigger bottles, but that's a lot. That's a lot. But again, I don't like to say that too much because, again, some people pay $300 for a perfume or a fragrance while other people won't, and that's okay. But for body spray, I'm kind of going to go a little bit. But still, it's such a good and creative idea. I love the fact that you have this 2% and then you layer. I think this is so creative. I think this is so fun. I love this idea. I think this was so smart on Snif's part. But it's interesting. The one that I thought I would dislike the most was the cinnamon one, the toast crunch one. But in the end, I think that's my ultimate favorite. I really do. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I do. So with the Lucky Charms, it definitely ends up smelling like marshmallows. At first it's a little bit, but then it goes to more of marshmallow fun, which works. And with the heliotrope mixed in, I love this one. I think this one is great. I think the one that was going to be my favorite, I thought was the Fruit Loops. What ruins it a little bit for me is the initial one brought me back all that nostalgia of being a kid and an adult who likes to eat them every once in a while. What ruined it is there's this strange like floral scent that just comes from nowhere. So you have these beautiful, you open that bag of Fruit Loops and you smell them, but then there's like this scent that kind of like puts a brick on it. So yay, fruity happy scent, and the brick just goes and smashes it out a bit. So this one's probably my least favorite because of that. But again, I'm just one person. The one that I was least excited about was that Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I never realized until this day that I wanted to smell like a Cinnabon. I had no idea. But the second one would definitely be the this beautiful Lucky Charms one. Just because I really love heliotrope. Marshmallows and heliotrope. Come on. Come on. I think they're all winners. I just think the Lucky Charm one, you're either going to... Well, I'm not going to tell you what you love or hate, but that one note is just making me go, oh, you had the Lucky Charms until you put that floral note. Why did you do it, Snif? No. But I just think this is a really fun kit. And it's been a tough week at work and beyond. So I needed something to make me smile. And this is exactly what I needed to make me smile. This just brings the nostalgia for being a kid in the U.S. And it really, when it came in the mail, I went, thank you, I needed you. It was like a good, comforting, warm hug to sniff this because it does take me back to my childhood. So I am going to use this happily. I love this. If I were, now when can you wear these? We always break this down. When can you wear these? You can wear these anytime. They're sprays. Even in the summer, I don't think it's too cloying. It's a gourmand, but it never goes too far with the sweetness. And that's what I like. That milk dulls it. That milk and the milk carton accord just dull it a little bit, which makes it really approachable. And because of that, we wear what we want when we want, but I feel like this would work well for anyone. I can see how some people would say, oh, it maybe is a little bit girly with Lucky Charms and that you can buy it on Ulta. I say phooey. Anyone can enjoy a delicious bowl of sugar cereal, even when you should eat something healthier. But once in a while, you need that special little treat just to make you smile. And I think anyone can enjoy that. But I would see how some would say, maybe this is just a little bit more feminine because of the gourmand aspect. But everyone likes a good bowl of delicious, bad-for-you cereal. So I say go for it if you want to wear these. As far as a score, it's hard because you're doing a whole set. And though the longevity isn't there, and though I was a little bit sad with the Fruit Loops, I'm still going to give this 8.5, possibly a 9, just because sometimes things don't have to last forever. Sometimes things don't have to have complexity to them. Sometimes they can be just froofy and fun. And this is what this is. And because it was a rough week and I needed a little bit of sunshine, this gave me what I needed. This just made me smile. And I have to give it, I'm going to give it a 9 just because it's an emotional boost. Probably 8.5 is a little bit more fair, but because I'm gonna do it selfishly for me for a 9, because this is just brilliant. The milk, and then you layer on top. How creative is that? How fun is that? I love this. I love this. I think it's just great. And the 2%, I'm almost tempted to get a little bottle for myself so that when I go through this one, and I think they run $68. I should have gotten it for 20% off too. But $68, and then you can layer these on top of it. How much fun is that? I'll probably end up doing it. I probably will. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was it's really cute. I wish more companies would come up with this, but Snif, you figured it out. And you made me smile. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.